I'm a little fuzzy on Deobandi and Baraelvi. I know you've tackled this on your show, Sanjay ji, but maybe at some point today you could talk about Deobandis and Baraelvis also and kind of clarify the difference.
Yeah, I mean, the difference occurred in 1825. In the 1825, this nephew of Shah Abdul Aziz, called Shah Ismail, who was also the disciple of the Sayyid Ahmad Baraelvi, the guy who got killed in Balakot in a battle with the Maharaja Ranjit Singh's forces. That guy. You remember that Balakot story? At that time,
Balakot story, battle,
the battle of the original battle of Balakot, not the one that
Ranjit Singh's that battle, the one that he
1825, this fellow, he migrated to northwestern provinces, NWFP, to wage jihad against Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And he was blessed by these people. The Shah Abdul Ismail, he was very much under the influence of the Wahhabis. Both of these people had been to Mecca and they were under the Wahhabi influence. And then this ideological battle started. In 1925, he wrote a book, a small booklet actually. It's called Taqwa ul Iman, 1825. And that raised questions over certain aspects of Prophet Muhammad as the mainstream Indian clergy, the Indian Muslim clergy, was having the ideology about him. Because the basic ideology that a lot of people over here were they accorded divinity, because most of the Islam here was the Sufi strain. And of course, I think about Sufis we'll talk some other time. But of course, I have a chapter in Unbreaking India on the hypocrisy of the Sufi, the hoax of peaceful Sufis. So there are three differences basically. The Deobandis treated him as a great man or the perfect man, called him Insan-e-Kamil. Whereas the Baraelvis treat him as a divine gift of Allah. Not human, divine. So we call him Nurullah. The Nur of Allah, the light of Allah. So they grant him status of divinity. And they also accord him certain divine qualities, things like what they call ilm ghayab. I mean, he knows everything, future, past, which is hidden from others. So those kind of things were disputed by the Deobandis, and that is where the schism occurred.
That's the basic point of difference between Deobandis and Baraelvis.
Yes, the status of Prophet Muhammad. That is why Deobandis oppose these mazars and things. And so Deobandis, they had their own line. They established it in the 50s. Those are those three Maulanas, Maulana Nanotvi, Gangohi, and this Ashraf Ali Thanvi. Bahishti Jaywar fame. And later on, early 20th century, I think 1905 or 1904, as Ahmad Raza Baraelvi, they established what I call the Federation of Sufis. The Baraelvi sect is basically federation of all Sufi Tarikas and Silsilas. You know, the Tarika is the larger sect and the Silsila is the subsect. So all except one, all except that what is called the Sheikh Ahmad Sarindi's Mujaddidi Silsila of the Naqshbandi. If you leave that aside, everybody else is under the umbrella of the Baraelvis. They form about 80% of the Sunni Hanafi class in India. So that's why it was very important to translate it and bring it before everyone to show them what it actually preaches. And people are actually enjoying it. Some of it reads like pornography too. There's a lot of people who have interest in pornography are also reading it, especially their what is called the code of punishments. It's called Kitab al-Hudud. Kitab al-Hudud is very entertaining. A lot of people who have those who have entertaining in the sense that it is very explicit. So it reads like old style pornography book without illustrations. So, and of course you have what is called the Kitab al-Sar, which talks about the relations between the Muslims and non-Muslims. So that makes everything clear. Anybody who reads it will.
Anyone in any state of doubt.
Anyone in any state of doubt. And I have translated it straight into Hindi. Actually, I should say that it is it's not fully Hindi yet. It's only in the transitional stage in the sense because it is still heavily Persianized. So I'm getting it translated into easier Hindi. Easy Hindi. That's also almost 70% complete. But very tough job. Very tough job. Very tough job. First, the toughest job is to find the translators with that kind of a capacity. Thanks to the ex-Muslim movement, I am now getting
You're getting people, right?
Getting people to do.
I was just going to say, in fact, only yesterday I was watching this show, Deen-e-Murdat or something that happened. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Deen-e-Murdat or something, which was a show which was organized by one of the journalists in Hindi. I think we had 3 ex-Muslims. Murtad, yes. And he had the Maulana, he had Rahmani and a couple of 3 other so-called Muslim experts.
And India TV.
Yes, in India.
Did a pretty bad job of it, actually.
He was, of course, I don't think he was competent in handling the rush of protests that were coming in from all directions.
No, because he didn't have any knowledge of the things himself. No? That's why he didn't handle it.
So he was more like reduced to the role of being merely a kind of an arbiter. But it was entertaining.
Because first of all, he called people who were not competent. You see, the basic rule in Islam is that it is called taqleed. Taqleed in the sense that the religion can be expounded only by the people who are qualified to do it. So the basic qualification for doing that, you have to be a mufti. So a mufti is a very high qualification. So the kind of people that he invited were all ordinary people. They were simply not competent. Only one guy had done a Maulana course. And you could see the difference that he was probably the
only moderate, slightly moderate also, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, he knew what the other people were saying. Other people were highly qualified. The Deen-e-Murtad people were highly qualified because they had been through all this. They have done their research. They are well read. They're very well grounded, and because they know what they're taking on, so their study is very, very deep. Whereas this Rahmani, of course, he's neither here nor there. He just bullshits. I think the best way to tackle him is like Arnab Goswami does. That the day you get 200 votes in the parliamentary elections, then you talk to me. Apparently, he fought a parliamentary election and got 80 votes, 80.
Who?
Taslim Rahmani.
Rahmani? Oh my God. That's funny.
So, when he's not able to counter, so the best thing they do is to shout. How do you talk about
speak over the other people? Yeah.
Stand up. And that Zafar Sareshwala, another idiot. He's a Tablighi.
The one in the middle. The one in the middle.
Yes. So one guy, Deobandi, the other is, I thought PFI had joined you, has become Ahle Hadith. And the third guy is a Baraelvis. So they had a good combination of the petting zoo, but nothing more than that. They should have got some competent Maulanas and Muftis.
So that was a very entertaining. Anyway, So yeah, I was saying that.
So that's the reason that I did Fatwa Alamgiri, and it's really educating people. And anything that there's people throw, like anybody who would have read Fatwa Alamgiri and sat as a moderator would have been able to tackle these people, the petting zoo, very easily.
Very easy. Provided they listen, Sanjay ji. That's the whole problem.
No, they have to listen to the moderator. After all, they have to get the paycheck also. No? Half of these people are coming and getting insulted only because of the paycheck.
Yeah, I think sometimes I wonder what makes them appear again and again on screen.
These channels pay them, see? That's why.
Yeah, they get paid to make an appearance.
Yes. So they are ready to sell their izzat for a paycheck. Just like these Pakistanis people who come.
I don't know why they invite these Pakistanis. I don't know.
Just to humiliate them.
And also,
they're happy to be humiliated for a paycheck. Just imagine.
Arnab especially loves to have them on the show.
Yes, yeah, but they demand heavy price. I think they say not less than $500. They're ready to be insulted for $500. People like you and me would not agree to be insulted even for $1 million.
Absolutely.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.